What's going on, guys? I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. You're a returning subscriber as always, guys. Welcome back, and I do appreciate the support. Guys, listen, I'm going to talk about something that's made the news in Chicago over the past couple of days. Now, this incident happened in March of this year, 2023, and apparently the mother of one Jaleel Spencer, 32-year-old man who was killed by his girlfriend or ex-girlfriend at the time. No charges had came upon this. Now, I'm going to play this video clip of the mother speaking out about her son and how she's dissatisfied and outraged that this girl is still walking the street, his ex-girlfriend. Then I'm going to come back and I'm going to say some points that were in the video that I caught, and I'm going to see if you guys caught them too. And without further ado, let's just jump into it and come back. Check it out.
A fatal shooting caught on camera, and the mom says everyone knows who the killer is. Tia
Ewing joins us now from the live desk with more. Tia?
Well, Corey and Dawn, the victim's family here says the shooter did not flee the scene. She actually told police it was a domestic dispute, and the victim's mother questions why the Cook County State's attorney isn't charging the gunman, and the Cook County medical examiner ruled Jaleel Spencer's death a homicide.
Oh my God, she just killed somebody!
This video has gone viral on social media. It's only 38 seconds long, but it shows 32-year-old Jaleel Spencer on the ground after he was shot and a woman running back to a black sedan. It happened here in the alley on 47th and Michigan Avenue back in March.
Is that the law in Chicago now? Can you drive up and shoot somebody and then stand over them and unload in them? That's my question to the mayor, Kim Fox, whomever needs to answer that.
Chicago police described the shooting as a domestic-related incident, saying Spencer got into a physical altercation, which, quote, led the offender to shooting the victim with her gun. Spencer's mother showed me other evidence related to the case from the day her son was shot and killed. It did not show a domestic dispute.
She shot him once in his chest, and then she stood up and shot 3 more times in his back. She had to kill him. He didn't do nothing. He was good. That man worked every day.
This video evidence was handed over to police a week after Spencer's death, but even though their family can identify the woman in the video that pulled the trigger,
my daughter, they know her, so when her hoodie fell off, we definitely knew that was her and her car.
Spencer says she's been given the runaround.
I need Kim Fox to call me now, because the police blame state's attorney blame the police.
And the Cook County State's Attorney's Office says there's not enough evidence to move ahead with the case.
You as a state's attorney had one job, and that was to prosecute her ass. You can't tell me if that was your family member. Would that be okay with you? He never had a weapon, had a gun, had a knife, had a stick, had a brick, had nothing. So we trying to understand, how is that justified?
All right, guys, that was the news article. And it's unfortunate this young man lost his life. But I want to say something. I'm going to give 5 or 6 reasons why, or not even reasons, just things I saw in this that make me come up with my own opinion. And probably you too. I mean, everybody watches the news and comes up with their own opinion and has their right. But I mean, I want you guys, especially my Chicago viewers, which I have a lot, to chime in on this. Don't kill the messenger. Just hear what I got to say. First thing is this. Domestic violence is real. And whether this mother wants to admit it or not, something was going on in that relationship between her and Mr. Spencer. Enough for her to come out, shoot him while he was on the ground, jog back to the car, and not flee the scene. That's number one. First point, she never fled the scene. Did you hear the lady that was recording? Oh my God, she just shot somebody. She was loud. The lady probably heard her, but she never fled the scene. Police show up. Evidently, she said something to him. They decide it's a domestic related incident. Now, was she wrong for shooting him? I don't know. And I'm being dead honest. I don't know if she's wrong for shooting him. Because I'm going to tell you something. I've lived in apartments where my neighbors were idiots. And the husband or the boyfriend at the time was an abuser. And she would be screaming to the high heavens. You would think it's a murder scene happening next door. I mean, things happen. There are a lot of immature men out here and women. But I mean, this is one of the things that is the new norm. She never fled the scene. That right there, you know, from where she shot him in that looked like a little alleyway or whatever. Usually somebody shoots you and then they make a quick escape. She had a hoodie on her head. Hoodie fell off. She stayed there. Maybe what she thinks she did was justified. Evidently so, if prosecution felt as though she don't need to be arrested. Like I said, that goes to, you know, like I said, it was a domestic related incident. They chalked it up as such. Point number 3. The mother called the news, I guess, to pressure the prosecution into doing something. You know what I mean? Or just, you know, report them. And there's nothing wrong with feeling how you feel. But the bottom line is that she said, you know, hey, I need answers. Kim Fox needs to call me. You know, first of all, ma'am, and I don't mean to be heartless with this. That's a 33-year-old man. They don't have to tell you nothing. And that's how they're looking at it. This is a 33-year-old man living his life. And even though it was taken away from him, he's still a grown-up. He's not 13. He's not under your roof to where you're taking care of him and responsible for his guidance and all that stuff until he reaches adulthood where he's under your guardianship. He's not. And I'm being dead honest. Everybody knows this. Nobody has to say anything to you. He doesn't. With her talking, I'm being honest on this too. I think it's more to the story that's being said. Because think about it. This is on video, her blasting this dude. They showed it. The mom like, hey, I need answers. I need this. I need that. They did not prosecute. She talking about, oh, they passing the buck to this person, that passing the buck to that person. That means you talked to multiple people and got the same answer, presumably. And it's not enough for you. Therefore, you went and called the news to try to blow everything out of proportion. And I think it backfired. Let me tell you something. When you are dealing with somebody that has more power than you or influence and you need their help, every word and action matters, is important when you're talking to these people that you need help from, whether it's answers or something physical to get you in a better place in life. Judging by how she was acting in the interview, I don't know how she was acting when she was talking to them people. I need answers. That's not enough for me. You know how it is sometimes, guys. Well, I'm gonna go above your head. I'm gonna go talk to somebody. People get to the point where they're like, okay, do what you want to do, but nothing is going to change. And I'm not saying if, you know, she did act like that, but it's just a lot of times when people are outraged and you want to push your frustration and outrage on people, sometimes we do more harm than good in getting the answers we need. I'm sure, more than sure, this happened in March. She was explained what happened. Part of it might not be she don't like the girl. Think about that. She might not like the chick. Like I said, it's more to this story. I think Jaleel Spencer and that girl have a history of violence with each other. A tumultuous relationship. Bunch of dumb shit going back and forth. And I just think it just boiled over and she just attacked him. The mom. Oh. Evidence that day showed they wasn't having no domestic problem. Arguments can start like this. That shooting could have been started 5 minutes before that. Ma'am, you was not there. This is a grown man, not a little boy. He not going to tell you about his sex life and how he deal with this girl. Even if he beating on her, he not going to tell you that. Most abusers keep that quiet and try to make the victim keep quiet as well. There's more to this story. And I think she's saying it to make her son look good in the positive light. Because did you hear what she said? He was good. He worked every day. Working every day means nothing. Working every day just means you're a grown-up. That don't mean you're a good person. There's a lot of people that work every day that are child molesters. There are a bunch of people that work every day that abuse their spouses. There are people that work every day that kill their children. That means nothing. I don't know why people bring that up a lot. Oh, he had a job. He worked. Like, that means nothing. This means you're a grown-up. You're doing grown-up stuff. That brings me to point 4 was they don't have to answer. You know, I already went over that. But along with point 4, it says burden of proof. Remember, all of these lawmakers and all this stuff, they had this thing, reasonable doubt and burden of proof. We have the burden to do the right things amongst our citizens to ensure justice is served. They said, according to the burden of proof, they ain't got nothing. There's nothing in there that says this wasn't justified. Now, let me read this to you real quick, guys. My computer went out. I'm sorry. All right, here it is. I'm looking at the article on Fox 32. This is the statement that they said, that the state attorney's office said. After a thorough review, we conclude that the totality of the evidence was insufficient to meet our burden of proof to file criminal charges related to this incident. As prosecutors, we both have an ethical and legal obligation to make charging decisions based on the evidence, facts, and the law. We will review any additional information that is brought to us as we remain committed to the work of justice for those impacted by violence in our communities. Now, said they didn't have enough evidence, right? I think, this is just me, and I want a lot of guys out here that are abusers to listen, or women. I think an order of restraint or some type of history was recorded of violence or domestic violence with him and her that ruled in her favor. She might have had a restraining order on him. Might have violated by being around him or whatever, but it might have been a restraining order. Because it's no way, if this was just a clean slate, that they would have came and jumped and said, okay, we got somebody shooting somebody on camera. We got to do something about this. This is a buildup. It's a history behind this before this happened. And guys, I want you to leave me a comment on that and tell me. I think the mom is talking from an outside perspective of love for her son. Her son is here. The woman, her son is not here. The woman is here. And she feels as though something needs to happen to the woman. Y'all know who she is? There are different avenues of handling things. And I'm not saying they need to go out there and try to kill this woman. But it's just weird to me how she's bandstanding on the front of justice for her son. But it seems like the way this whole thing is portrayed, he was not no angel neither. You know, A likes B alike, plus they see alike sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Men and women get together because there's some commonality with them, whether it's chaotic, lawful, or whatever. Something kept them together. Something attracted them to each other. There are couples that can't get along unless they arguing. And that's the truth. It is. All in all, I'm sorry she's upset, because I ain't gonna lie, man. It got to me when you could see the pain when she was speaking and said she shot him and then ran up on him and shot him in the back multiple times. She didn't have to kill him. That's a mother's love talking. And I felt her. You know what I mean? She's upset. You know, not only was her son a victim, she feels as though she's one too because of the loss. Now I'm going to get to the last part and then I'm going to get out of here. She was bringing up what she thought was proof that this lady needed to be arrested. And one of the things she said was, he ain't have no weapon. He ain't have no gun, no knife, no nothing. He was good. You know, as if that counts. Ma'am, let me tell you something. Hands are also a weapon. You can ask Carlisha Hood, the lady that shot the guy after he punched on her. Her son shot him. Your hands are a weapon. I've seen people and heard stories of people getting punched one time, hitting their head on the concrete and dying. Why do you think boxers' hands are registered as weapons? You don't need no knife or gun or nothing to hit somebody and hurt them. That's all I got to say, guys. Leave me a comment, especially my Chicago viewers that are out there. Tell me what y'all think. You know, they're not going to answer to this woman because she's not directly related to the situation. Even though she's the mother, she's still from an outside perspective. He wasn't in her house and he's not his guardian. That's just how it goes. We might not like it, but that's the way it is. I'm Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.